As Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton has a range of decidedly impressive homes including Amner Hall in Norfolk and Adelaide Cottage on the Windsor Castle estate. But the rest of her family are building an upmarket property portfolio of their own, and they're all concentrated in the county of Berkshire, where Kate grew up. Michael and Carol Middleton are well established there and had been living in the small village of Bucklebury for many years before moving into the local manor house in 2012. Now their children are gravitating homewards, with parents and children living within 40 miles of each other. James Middleton, III, was the first to make the move back, buying a £1.45 million 16th-century farmhouse near Bucklebury with his wife Alize Thievnet in 2021. Next to relocate from West London to West Berkshire were Pippa Middleton and her investment banker husband James Matthews, along with their 3 children. They have set up home in a £15 million mansion a 20-minute drive from her parents. James and business pals have also purchased the 72-acre Bucklebury Park farm, a stone's throw from Pippa's parents. Even the Prince and Princess of Wales, who have quit Kensington Palace for Adelaide Cottage on the Windsor estate in Berkshire, have found themselves much closer to the rest of the family than they were before in Kensington. They made the move to Windsor so that their children could have more freedom, and become a modern royal family doing normal things. Life at Adelaide Cottage brings them closer to their grandparents as well as their 3 young cousins. Mike and Carol Middleton's £4.7 million manor. In 2012, a year after the royal wedding, Mike and Carol Middleton packed up their Oakacre home and moved down the road into £4. £7 million Bucklebury Manor, a 7-bedroom property with a tennis court, swimming pool and a library. It is secluded within 18 acres of landscaped grounds and offers views across the picturesque valley. The Georgian Pile was previously owned by a family whose ancestors were granted the land by Henry VIII. In 2020, royal fans were able to catch a glimpse into the lives of the princess parents after her younger brother James Middleton, 35, shared social media photos of the property. James and wife Alize had chosen to move in with his parents during the first COVID-19 lockdown. The picture suggested that the Middleton family kitchen has a farmhouse-style cream tiles above an aga with an old-fashioned whistle kettle. Area footage revealed topiary in the grounds. Bucklebury Manor, a 7-bedroom property with a tennis court, swimming pool and a library. James and wife Alize had chosen to move in with his parents during the first COVID-19 lockdown. The picture suggested that the Middleton family kitchen has a farmhouse-style cream tiles above an aga with an old-fashioned whistle kettle. There were also snaps of his golden retriever jumping into a pool and the rest of his dogs lounging by a modern cream fireplace. The picture suggested that the Middleton family kitchen has a farmhouse-style cream tiles above an aga with an old-fashioned whistle kettle. There were also snaps of his golden retriever jumping into a pool and the rest of his dogs lounging by a modern cream fireplace. The fireplace was fenced off with a black rope, and the animals sat on fluffy gray rugs around the fireplace. Aerial footage revealed topiary in the grounds. Bucklebury Manor is somewhat grander than the cosy childhood home the Princess of Wales grew up in. The Middletons bought semi-detached West View in Bradfield Southend, also in Berkshire, for £34,700 in 1979. Mike and Carol had worked for British Airways as a BA flight dispatcher and air stewardess respectively before the launch of Carol's party accessories business, Party Pieces, put them in a different league of money. They later moved to Oak Acre, a detached house with a gravel drive in nearby Bucklebury, before trading up to Bucklebury Manor. James Middleton's £1.45 million 16th-century farmhouse. James Middleton seemed to have fallen back in love with Berkshire after staying at his parents' house during the pandemic in 2020. The following year, he shared a photo with his wife, Elise, and one of their beloved dogs outside a 4-bedroom Grade II listed 16th-century farmhouse in a village called Stanford Dingley, just a 5-minute drive from Mike and Carol. On Instagram he said, "I think buying a house is up there with one of the most stressful experiences in my life. It's been a hectic few months moving into our new home and we couldn't be happier." "We are settling into our life in the country and the dogs loving their new home." The couple purchased the mansion, which features dark rustic beams and leaded windows, for £1. $45 million. Another photo showed him posing with his beloved dogs in front of a brick fireplace inside their home. Since moving in, the couple have also sought to restyle their farmhouse, crossing swords with West Berkshire Council in the process. The couple wanted to demolish the existing conservatory and unsightly garage and replace it with a new garage described as barn-style. They also wished to create a new lobby area, an open porch and move the open staircase into the kitchen were also included. In December, members of West Berkshire Council raised a number of concerns, including the fear that the garage was too large and would distract from the historic property which lies within an area of outstanding natural beauty, AONB. Conservation and Design Chief Deborah Inston recommended that the council them to reject the application, saying, "Whilst the existing garage is of no architectural merit, its diminutive size does at least allow the garage to sit unobtrusively within the site." The new garage would be of a size, scale, bulk and height that would be significantly bigger than the current garage. The proposal would therefore fail to preserve the special architectural and historic interest of this listed building. The ecological survey of the home also revealed that the farmhouse is used as a day roost by common and soprano pipistrelle bats, both protected species. This meant that the pair had to apply for a special license from Natural England before work could begin. Fortunately for James and Alize, the application was approved on January 13, meaning they can go ahead with construction. It is not the only dispute to entangle James in recent months. Earlier this year, Mail Online revealed that he was at loggerheads with neighbors living only 130 yards away who object to James' collection of aging farmyard machinery. David Alderton complained that Pippa's brother kept an old dumper truck running for long periods of time, pumping toxic exhaust fumes into the surrounding countryside. David and his wife Karen, who have lived in the village for several years, claimed their peaceful surroundings were being shattered. His property is like Steptoe's junkyard, said Mr. Alderton. There are 3 barns full of old farmyard machinery, no good to anyone, and it's all going on 50 feet from our front door. This month we have further been subjected to the unwelcome toxic and noxious ingress of fumes within our home from the clearly unsuitable machinery he uses. It's a matter of public record that complaints have been made to the local council, but nothing has been done. Mr. Alderton said neither he nor his wife had made any complaints regarding the Middleton's planning application. He's a hoarder, continued Mr. Alderton, and doesn't say no to anything. He probably thought a few farm implements would go well with the new green wellies. It's ancient, noisy, dirty, smelly machinery, old Massey Fergusons, an old threshing machine, wood chipping machines, you name it. It's a farm, so I suppose he thinks he feels justified in having farm machinery even if it's derelict. But he has a duty of care to his neighbors and the environment. It should not impact on people nearby. James, however, accused Mr. Alderton of sending threatening letters and trespassing. He said, "It is disappointing that someone who chooses to live in the countryside in a farming community cannot accept that from time to time there will be noise and smells from tractors and animals, especially if they live next to a farm." We are very sensitive to the proximity of our neighbor, however we would be neglecting our duty of responsibility for the animals and countryside if we were to adhere to all the wishes from our neighbor. The complaints are disingenuous. Mr. Alderton, our neighbor, has made complaints to West Berkshire Council who have found no reason to investigate. I volunteered to participate in a council-run mediation program to hear the concerns of Mr. Alderton and have looked to address some of the issues raised out of goodwill. However, despite this, the complaints continue. Mr. Alderton has a history of disputes with neighbors within the village. In 2017 he took legal action against the parish council and a parishioner. Mr. Alderton denied trespassing on his neighbor's land, saying he simply tried to attract his attention over the din of a tractor. He also denies having long-running disputes with other villagers and the parish council. Pippa Middleton's £15 million home and Berkshire Barn tourist hub. Kate's younger sister Pippa has also moved to the area. Pippa's new home is near Hungerford in Berkshire, around a 30-minute drive from Bucklebury. The mother of three bought the house with her investment banker husband, James Matthews, for £15 million in July. The huge property has around 30 rooms and a massive garden, sprawling over 150 acres, leaving plenty of space for their young children, Arthur, Grace and baby Rose. Following the purchase of the Georgian mansion, a close friend told the Mail, "Pippa and her family are thrilled. It's a very exciting time in their lives. They are looking forward to living closer to her parents." It is also close to her sister, the Princess of Wales, allowing the children and their cousins to all attend the same private school in the county, according to Richard Eden. The home is said to be more spectacular than any of the royal properties in the nearby Windsor estate. One local told the Mail, "It's a far more impressive property than any of those on the Windsor estate, apart from the castle." The couple is also waiting to hear about a planning application that asks to build a huge 2 feet by 19 feet swimming pool within the grounds. This would make it more than double the size of the average private pool and more like those found in leisure centers. The nearby existing potting sheds would be converted into changing rooms. They also want to dig up the lawn and build a tennis court with an astroturf surface, to allow for year-round use. There are several concerns over the application, however, including that their home is built in an area of outstanding beauty and has heritage interest, as it lies within the Kennet Valley, where many Middle Stone Age sites have been found. One conservation officer declared they had a number of concerns, citing the cessation of horticultural use, in favor of recreational, leisure use. Plans for the Princess of Wales' sister to perforate walls of the home would also result in the potential loss of the historic fabric, the officer continued, adding that if the new pool is dug it could have an impact on surviving archaeological deposits. The couple now need to submit more detailed plans about the tennis court to the council. It is unclear whether Pippa and James have sold their 6-bedroom, £17 million home in Chelsea. James Matthews and his business partners have husband also bought up Bucklebury Farm Park, a 77-acre piece of land, where the family is already running a petting zoo, cafe and cabin accommodation for around 30 people. The farm was put on the market back in 2021, and the couple snapped it up quickly for £1. $5 million. The petting zoo was a favorite of Prince George when he was younger. The couple now want to expand the business further, with the plans being dubbed Pippa's Playground. The proposals, seen by the Mail, revealed the plans to create a tourist hub made of glamping cabins, a farm shop and a restaurant, hoping to create a place that offers human health activities. Plans included revamping the zoo, constructing a children's play center in an eco-friendly wooden barn and creating a tree plantation with retro farm vehicles painted in pastel colors. The couple wanted the site to be decorated with lanterns. Rushing to get ahead with their plans, the couple failed to apply for planning permission to create a covered seating area. This was then brought to the attention of West Berkshire County Council, leading to a year-long battle over the area. The major concern from locals was that the new cover meant a public footpath had to be diverted. Neighbors claimed the new path was prone to flooding, while others said it put walkers at risk of conflict with visitors parking their cars to visit the farm. Stating they had an intention to divert a public footpath, claiming the new route was prone to flooding. Eventually, in December, retrospective planning permission was granted. The couple were subsequently granted permission to extend an existing visitor barn and to erect a play barn and a huge new storage building, plus new lavatories and a 100-vehicle car park.